For the last 6 years, I have always scheduled a 36-week school year, and every single year when we get to summer, I wind up still doing some sort of school over the summer. And I always thought it was really crazy. All of the moms who would recommend year round homeschooling and just continuing on all summer long, I thought it was absolutely crazy. Like, why would you want to do that? But then I realized I was kind of doing it without even planning to do it. Today, I just want to talk to you about our kind of newish year round homeschool plan. We tried out a couple of things over this last summer, and so now that we're heading into our school year, I have kind of revamped our quarter schedule. And so today, I just want to share with you what I've come up with to actually plan for a year round homeschool year. Hi everyone, my name is Jerilyn. I am a homeschooling mom of 3 kids ages 11, 4, and 2. And here on my channel, I share all about homeschool related content. So click that subscribe button and stick around. My oldest daughter is going into 6th grade, and I also have a 4-year-old son doing pre-K this year and a 2-year-old. So I needed to make sure I have a plan so that our days can have a little bit of structure and routine. And routine is actually the main reason why I decided to kind of think about year-round homeschooling. And also, sorry for the laundry noises in the background. But I did want to mention that the routine aspect is a lot of the reason why I wanted to consider year-round homeschooling, because especially last year when we restarted in August, I had a 3-year-old at the time and a 1-year-old. And it was the hardest for them, actually, instead of my daughter and I that were the ones actually doing school. It was harder for them to have us restarting because they were losing their playmate and mom to kind of do whatever whenever they wanted for like the summertime. During this last school year, I thought I should really keep something going over the summer. And so that's what we did. We didn't have every single week chock full of school by any means. We had full weeks off when we had vacation and VBS and apologetics camp, and there were a couple other things in there too. So it's not like we were doing school all summer long, but we did have several weeks where we would do school maybe 3 to 4 days per week. So that kind of helped us to see that the routine of everything was really helping. And so another reason that I wanted to try a year-round approach is to have less stress about getting the curriculums finished. So for instance, we do Sunlight History, Bible, Literature programs, and this year we're doing level F. If you're interested, I have a video all about that I will link. But they are 36 weeks, and I always choose the 5-day per week program because I like all the books, and I just enjoy doing it that way. And so instead of trying to cram it all in the 36 weeks that I normally plan and then using summer to kind of just overflow and finish up on everything, I thought I would maybe be a little bit more strategic this year and actually plan for that. So what I have done, and I'm going to show you my my term pages here. So what I've done here is I have created 9-week quarters or terms, and there are 5 of them instead of 4. So that would leave us with 45 weeks of school, or 45 weeks of spreading it out instead of 36. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you kind of how I've organized things to give us a little bit of buffer or wiggle room each term, so that I'm having a hard time switching between term and quarter because I am used to 12-week terms or 6-week terms or whatever terms. It doesn't really matter. But the way that I have scheduled it, we should be able to still take a week off in between each of our quarters or terms, plus, the regular week off at Thanksgiving, week or 2 off at Christmas and spring break and things like that. So I think it's going to work really well. So let me go ahead and flip the camera around and show you how I laid it out. So this is my spreadsheet that I have made, and this is just term 1. I have all of the other terms here. I printed it incorrectly, so it's upside down, but I will show you each one. But first, I just wanted to show you that I separated the rows into child 1 here on top by independent subjects and with mom subjects. And then I have child 2 down here. So all of the things that are for him. And one thing that you'll notice is that weeks 1 through 3 aren't completely full. That is because I like to ease into our school year a few subjects per week. And so I have a whole video on that I'll link above for you if you're interested in seeing that. But basically, we just add a few subjects each week until all of the subjects are going. And so that is kind of how each of the terms look. They look almost the same. Now, what I did here with Sunlight, for instance, is I only plugged in 8 weeks, and then that 9th week I left open because I know that we're probably going to have some days in here that we need to bump over to week 9. So that is kind of just giving us a little bit of buffer. I had tried to do 2 weeks here at the end of each term, but then we would have to put so much in the summer that I just figured that probably wasn't going to be very good either. So we're going to really try to keep 8 weeks worth of work in 9 weeks. Same with Latin. I just have a couple of lessons and then a review and then some weeks off so that we can kind of bump things around if we need to. This is term 2, and it just keeps on going. The only things that really change here are the On Mission magazine that we are doing. It changes each term because I have 4 different magazines. And then our Burgess Bird book, I did decide to do 2 of those per week until we're finished. And so those actually end here in week 24 or term 3. So then after that, we might pick up one of the other Burgess books. I have the animal book and the seashore book, so we might do one of those next, or we might just take a break, and that will be fine until the following school year. Haven't really decided on that yet. Same with Latin is very similar. We just have our 5 lessons and then a review, and then we'll take a few weeks off of that. So I just kind of wanted to plan some breaks in here. And we're just going to kind of see how this goes. So I just printed these out to show you. They aren't set in stone, and I will probably print a new one every term as I kind of update what is happening. But I did want to show you that here in term 4, you'll really notice some things start to drop off. And I have question marks in some of them because I'm not really sure. In term 3, we are going to finish up the Learning Language Arts Through Literature Purple book, and I'm not sure if we're going to continue on with that program. I also have a writing program that I might want to start at that time just for something new. I like to do that towards the middle to end of the year just to keep it interesting, I guess. And so I haven't put anything in here yet, but we'll probably do some writing units in here. Also, Kids of Character doesn't have anything in the boxes because it will have been finished by then, and I'm not sure if I'm going to move on to the next level or just wait until the following year to start up. So that's why there's a lot of holes here. But I really like to kind of ease out of our school year just like we ease in. In fact, maybe even more so because usually by the end of the school year, I'm tired and ready to be done. And it's nice to just kind of focus on the main things. So one thing you'll notice here with the summer term is that we are going to be doing math each week, and it might not be to this exact schedule. This is just kind of, like I said, a rough draft, but we will keep doing math all throughout the summer so that we don't have to worry about losing concepts and things like that. Sunlight, I have planned 4 weeks so that we have a lot of buffer room here still if we need it, and we will be finishing Latin in the summer as well. So I hope that it was helpful for you to see my term plans and kind of how I have laid out my new spreadsheet. I got the idea originally from Ambleside Online because they always do their weeks going across the top and then the subjects going down the side. And so I thought maybe I would try it that way and kind of see how we liked it. So my plan as we go is to just highlight what we're finished with so that we can kind of see our progress along the way. I think that'll work out really nicely for myself, just being kind of a visual person, and for my daughter to see our progress as well. So I will definitely keep you updated as to kind of how our terms are going. I really like to do homeschool updates every once in a while. Usually I was doing it every month last year. I might do every other month or every 6 weeks or something like that. I'm not quite sure yet. But if you have any questions or comments about year-round homeschooling, I would love to chat with you about that down in the comments. Today's emoji is going to be right here. But I would really like to know if you have tried year-round homeschooling before, what you thought about it, if you would do it again, or if you have any tips or tricks on what would maybe help us to implement this better. So I'm all ears down below in the comment box. And otherwise, I hope you guys are all having a really great day and a really great end to your summer. Let me know if you've already started school or if you are still in full summer mode. This currently, as I'm filming, is the beginning of our second week of school. So we've just started a couple of subjects and I've already tweaked things a little bit as far as our schedule goes. So you'll definitely want to watch my next update video as to how everything is going this school year. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today at Our Homeschool Table, and we'll see you next time.